So what's the point? What is the point in this? How's it going, guys? Jack Pugsley here, and welcome to the channel, guys. Today, last night, okay, around 10 o'clock, I put a tweet out saying, "Dear Huddersfield fans, send me your opinion on a player that Nottingham Forest are very, very heavily linked with. And in fact, I believe we might have signed him now. Whenever you're watching this video, we probably have signed him by now. About Adama Diakhaby, the right winger, 6 foot from France, been at Huddersfield for 2 years now." I said, guys, go ahead, give me your honest reviews about them, expecting some decent reviews, expecting, you know, maybe under the right manager will flourish. I'm being honest, okay, I sat through my phone for a good 2 hours, and I have no idea why we are signing this guy. Look, obviously I can see the reasons why Limucci's brought him in. I believe Limucci was very fond of him when he was at Rennes and ended up signing him actually, but Limucci just resigned from Rennes when Diakhaby actually signed. So look, and I'm going to be straight up here, I trust Limucci more than I do Huddersfield fans. But, you know, at the end of the day, I do respect Huddersfield fans' opinion on him because they've seen him play more times than Limucci has, I bet. And look, they've been straight up with me. They've said that he's absolutely awful. So I do appreciate that. These comments, like I said, are pretty brutal. And it doesn't fulfill me with much hope. But at the back of my mind, I do think that, you know, Limucci potentially knows what he's talking about and knows what he wants. So yeah, this is me reacting to the Huddersfield fans as, you know, you could say absolutely woeful comments about our new signing from them, Adama Diakhaby. Cheers, lads. Getting straight into it. Here we see Andy K. Andy K says, "By far the footballer with the most confused expressions on his face I've ever seen on a football field. Absolutely no idea what to do." That's good. "Especially defensively, apart from run really quickly. He was the second worst signing the club ever made, only Mbenza worse." Yeah, absolutely quality start. A lot of comments are like that, saying that he's one of the worst signings ever made. I think if he wasn't expensive as he was, I don't know if he would have been the worst signing. But I think it's a fact, £10 million. £10 million in the Championship is a lot of money. But like Andy said, you know, he's a bit clueless. That's what a lot of fans do say. You all see that today. A lot of fans are going on about how clueless he is on the field defensively. You know, even going forward, he looked pretty clueless, and that's where I hope Limucci can come in and, you know, just help him out. They both speak French. I don't know if that will help him because David Wagner was German. Stewart, I think that's how you pronounce it, was German as well. And also Crowley, he's English. Do you know the Crowley brothers are English? So it could be on a, you know, an English manager, you know, not working well with him, and it could be a French manager suited to him. You never know. Managers change the game massively nowadays, especially. Next question. Steve said, "He can run, he can play football, but he can't do both at the same time." Like, why is this guy even a footballer? Next comment from Town Bloke. "Electric pace, just doesn't look like a footballer. Struggles to control and pass the ball. Generally looks like he doesn't know where he should receive a pass. Defensively woeful. Maybe someone else can find a decent player in there, but Wagner, Stewart and Kightly couldn't." See, that comment there is a comment I want to get onto, and it's a comment that's linked with everything today. He gets many negative reviews, as you'll see. Obviously a few positive, but many negative reviews. But I still feel, I've never watched the guy, so I can't comment massively, but I still feel there could potentially be something inside of him that can be unlocked, that can be, you know, Limucci maybe find a player out. He might find a player inside him, he might get the best out of him. I don't know that because I've never seen him play. But like that comment said there, Stewart, you know, and the Crowley brothers and even Wagner couldn't get the best out of him. You know, could it be a French-speaking manager he has to work with? I don't know. But I do feel that we can get something out of him, no matter how shit the reviews have been so far. Next comment, Mason McNulty said, "Absolutely gash." Tom says, "Very raw. It's like his head doesn't compute with his feet quick enough for him to be a footballer." And that reminds me just of Sammy Amiobi. I don't know if you've seen Huddersfield fans, but Sammy Amiobi, especially your game this season as well when we played you and you beat us 2-1. It's like, you know, what goes on in his head doesn't get down to his feet quick enough, and that really does affect him massively as a player. I don't know if that's something to do with how tall he is, being 6'3". Same with Diakhaby. Diakhaby's 6 foot, isn't he? I don't know if that's to do with anything. But rapid, but never felt confident after you do anything, after you've beaten a man. It seems like he was salt when it doesn't go his way and goes missing. Again, is it an attitude problem? Did he not, feel comfortable working under Wagner, under Shuat, under the Kightly brothers? I don't believe he's featured very often this season. I think he's featured against Blackburn, and that was it this season. But does he need the right manager? That's, at the end of the day, I'll keep coming back to this point. Does he need the right manager to work under? They said Joe Lolly wasn't very good, and look at him. Do you know what I mean? Joe Lolly turned out to be one of our best players. Look what happened on Sunday against Luton. Do you know what I mean? So it's all to do with his attitude, in my opinion. I'll judge his ability, but look, like I'm getting from the Huddersfield fans, his ability it's not very good. Dan Hallas says he'll run through the entire team at 100 miles per hour, gets to the one-on-one with the keeper, and then just falls over. Genuinely mind-boggling. I mean, look, I don't know if this is true, but he just seems like a frustrating player. He really does. A positive, reply here from James. Thank you, James. James says, if you want some hope, yes, we need some hope right now. Watch the first half at Stamford Bridge last year against Chelsea, or the first 20 against Blackburn away this year. He's got plenty of potential, but needs to get his head down. See, that comment stands out to me more than all the, saying that he's absolutely gash, because again, it makes me feel, does he just need a good squad around him? Does he need a better manager in Sabri Limucci? Obviously, when I mean a better manager, I think better manager for him, I think it's all down to the manager. Like, I've seen positive reviews here, not as many as I would have liked, that's for sure, but it seems like there's a player inside of him. There's a player in there, for £10 million as well, there's got to be a player in there. You don't get a move like that if you're not good enough. Next comment. This comment did very well. It got about 50 likes from the Crawler with Michael Heffley as his profile picture. F1 car with a Derby winger at the wheel. I mean, I don't know if I should laugh or cry. That's why my reaction then is just a bit, I don't know. I even put a gif like something like, I don't really know what to say right now. I don't know if to laugh or cry at that. Peter Armstrong says, has a fantastic agent. Magic Muni says, awful attitude, can run like a bullet train. He had one pass with weaker foot for us. Literally, as I say, rapid, does football for the money. It's really hard because all these reviews are, in a way, a lot of them are the same other than the positive and the negative ones. This, like again, I'm going to say it again for the 5th time, it's his attitude. A lot of fans are saying it's his attitude. If he works on his tracking back, if he works on, working as a team, he could be a good player. Next comment from Town Bloke. Electric pace, just doesn't look like a footballer. Struggles to control and pass the ball. Generally looks like he doesn't know where he should receive a pass. Defensively woeful. Maybe someone else can find a decent player in there, but Wagner, Shuat and Cowley couldn't. See, that comment there is a comment I want to get onto. And it's a comment that's linked with everything today. He gets many negative reviews, as you'll see. Obviously a few positive, but many negative reviews. But I still feel, I've never watched the guy, so I can't comment massively, but I still feel there could potentially be something inside of him that can be unlocked. That can be, the Moochie maybe find a player out. He might find a player inside him, he might get the best out of him. I don't know that because I've never seen him play. But like that comment said there, Stewart, and the Crowley brothers and even Wagner couldn't get the best out of him. Could it be a French-speaking manager he has to work with? I don't know, but I do feel that we can get something out of him, no matter how shit the reviews have been so far. Andy K said only hat-trick he scored at Town was for pissing off for 3 different managers in his time at the club. Awful, entitled footballer. Can't wait for him to leave. Molly said, an abundance of pace and no right foot. Heavy first touch and can't shoot or cross. Never quite sure what he's going to do, as he's not quite sure himself. Always a good sign, isn't it, when the player doesn't know what he's doing himself. But we're starting to show something before he completely down tools. We'll always scare defenders with his pace though. Look, it's the same. It just feels to me like he's not willing to put the effort in. I don't know if that's because of the managers, because of the team he was at. I don't know, but he just seems like he's not willing to put the effort in. And if he's going to come to Forest and Sabri can't get the best out of him and he doesn't put the effort in, I don't know how Huddersfield fans are with him, but I'm telling you, the fans will get on his back straight away. no player can come to this club and just try and take the mick out of us. Do you know what I mean? Trying to take the mick out of the other players that work really hard. Don't know if you've seen, but you know, our team is so passionate this year. We're doing so well this year, as you know. But our teams, we've got a real togetherness, and if he's not going to be part of that, then he can come straight back to you. But it's all to do with his mentality. It's, for example, Ravel Morrison, who's at Sheffield United, a player that could have gone on to the greatest heights, a lot of people said, but it's just his attitude and his behaviour that just let him down. And it's a schoolboy error, really. They need to work on the behaviour. They could, you know, go be big things. Like this guy, he seems like he's got everything, you know, deep down inside of him, but he's not willing to show it. He's not willing to try it, and yeah, he needs to work hard if he wants to have a place at this club and have a good career. Because at the moment, as you can tell, not going very well at Huddersfield. Sam said we haven't seen him play a lot, but he never seemed good in transitions from attack to defence. Yeah, I've seen that mentioned quite a lot. He just doesn't like defending, does he? So I wouldn't expect much cover for the fullbacks for what we paid in situations we were in. It was a waste of money. He has potential to be good, but also potential to do F all. I don't think he was right signing. Obviously, I think it was when Huddersfield had that really bad season in the Premier League, wasn't it? Last year, I believe. It wasn't the right signing for you guys at that time. I think you need more stronger players in them situations and more experienced players in the Premier League. If he's not willing to do it in the Championship, then there's a problem. It could be, we have a player, Carvalho, Forest Engineer Carvalho, who, you know, he can never cut it as well as he probably would in the foreign league. He's probably more likely to do better in the Portuguese league, and there's a lot of players that come to England that can never make it and do better in these foreign leagues such as Portugal, the Holland leagues, the Spanish leagues, the French leagues, and maybe he suits the French league. I believe if this loan spell doesn't work out for Diakhaby, then there's no chance for him in English football, to be honest. So yeah, can we get a positive review? If you didn't have the baggage of last season's Town fans on him, I wouldn't be so harsh on him. Fragile confidence, yeah, confidence is a big factor, isn't it? Very good on the ball, really bad off it. If used at the right time, he'll easily be good enough. Has more about him than I thought Lolly did when he signed for you. Big comment there. He's saying that he believes that Diakhaby, you know, has more about him than Lolly does, and we know how Lolly's turned out for us. Lolly's been, you know, in my opinion, the best signing we've made in a good decade now, for real. I know that's a big statement, but Lolly is unbelievable. Lolly's one of the best players I've witnessed as a Forest fan, for sure. And obviously he wasn't a fan's favourite at Huddersfield, was he? He didn't really do much. I think I remember him scoring a good goal against West Ham in the Premier League, and that's really all Lolly did for Huddersfield. But Diakhaby, this guy, thinks that he's potentially better than Lolly, which is a big statement. And again, it's also to do with getting the best out of him, getting the confidence that, you know, seems to be locked inside him, which, you know, needs to be got out of his system, because it looks like he has a good player inside him. I've said this loads of times now. He potentially has a good player inside of him. If Muni can unlock that, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But quickly, guys, I want to say a massive thank you to Huddersfield fans. There's so many more different reviews. I just could not fit them all into the video. There was so many, honestly, guys. And it's just really hard to fit them all in. So thank you very, very much for your guys' opinions. Obviously, they weren't the best. I was expecting, you know, a bit more positivity, but oh well. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like. It's really appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Turn post notifications on. Follow me on all my social medias as well. Link in the bio or description. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Forest till I die.